How are you reclaiming your attention? And I'm going to start with something that I find is motivational for me, and I refer to it often. People say it's about mindset, and it is, but it also is about being intentional about your mindset, about your choices, and about how you view and look at time and attention and situations and people, right? It's always an evolving situation based on what you learn, what you experience. And today's focus is how to reclaim your attention in a world that is designed to steal it. And it happens all the time. You hear people say, it's only going to take a moment. Can we jump on a quick call? Let's just stop here briefly. There's probably no such thing. I wish it were sometimes where it really is just like I want to say yes because I want to be involved or I want to be in this particular space and I want to say yes. But we know that it's not always brief, it's not always quick, right? So before we start and kind of discuss a little bit more on how to reclaim your attention in a world that is designed to steal it, I want to start with something from the pocketbook of mindfulness that really landed for me. And here's where we're pulling it from. And you probably have heard me reference this before. And I pulled out one that I thought was fitting for this particular topic. Um, and this isn't just, so here's what it is from beginning to end. This isn't just another day, another dollar. It's more like another day, another miracle. But here's what I've noticed. If your attention is being stolen before you even sit down, you're missing all of it, the miracle, the moment, your actual life. And the thing is that this doesn't have to be your reality. And today I'm showing you how to take your attention back. So this quote is, this isn't just another day, another dollar. It's more like another day, another miracle. People may not always see having the opportunity to experience another day as another miracle, but I do. I look at the miracle, I look at the moment, um, and I look at what this actually means in our life, right? And this matters is because your attention is your power, your creativity, your peace, your productivity, your emotional stability. And when you lose control of your attention, you lose control of your direction. So this isn't about productivity hacks or another life hack that you'll forget tomorrow. This is about getting your life force back. So let's rewrite the lie that many of us are carrying. You're not disciplined enough, or you need to focus harder, or you're always distracted. So one of the things that you have to keep in mind is that you're not broken. Your environment is engineered to hijack your brain's natural wiring. Billions of dollars go into designing notifications, feeds, and apps that give you constant alerts, constant pings, constant updates, right? And that rewards your brain chemically every time you scroll and click or check. You're looking at a TikTok dance. Oh, that's fun. You're looking at, oh, I miss my family member, can relate to it. That seems interesting. But once you get into it, you get locked in, right? And it's stealing all of your attention when you really could be giving it somewhere else that could just be for you. It could be just sitting in silence. And once you see that, I mean, really see it, everything begins to change. And you stop blaming yourself, you start blaming the system, and then you can actually do something about it. And the focus isn't who should we blame, but it's how we manage this, right? How do we redirect our focus? And I want to tell you like what happened with me. A few months ago, I realized that by noon, I had already given my attention away to emails, notifications, trending topics, and other people's priorities. And I really hadn't created anything. I hadn't centered myself yet. And it's so really important for me because this is how I stay motivated, is how I stay creative. And I hadn't even taken a real breath. And I'm kind of blaming myself and getting really frustrated and thinking, oh, I feel like I'm a little off today. What did I do? Or what didn't I do? Or, I really feel like I should have gotten these 5 things accomplished. Like, where did I go wrong? And I was really focused on what did I do wrong instead of um, how I was reacting, right? And allowing myself to be pulled in all of these different directions and not living. So I did something really simple. I created one non-negotiable rule. So no one gets access to my mind before I do. Sounds crazy, sounds strange, right? But that's the one shift that really changed everything. My stress dropped, my creativity came back, my clarity returned, and my day stopped feeling like I was chasing myself. And that's what I want to help you to reclaim. And so that allows for me to be really intentional and to be in the moment and to be very strategic about how I apply my attention and who I give that to. So there are 3 common drains that almost everyone faces, and they compound on top of each other. So the first one is the digital overload, constant pings, comparison loops, infinite scrolling. I call it doom scrolling. You're just stuck. You were entertained, and then you look up, and next thing you know, 45 minutes, 2 hours have passed, and the entertainment has long faded. But your nervous system, it never gets that silence that it needs. And the second source of the attention drain that I see is mental overload. Too many tabs that are open, literally like hundreds, right? Physically and mentally, because now your mind is spread thin. You're thinking about what happened yesterday, you're thinking about what you need to do tomorrow, you're thinking about, how did the meal go, you're doing a lot of reflection and also thinking forward, right? And your brain, it isn't tired, but it's overloaded. It's just too much at one time, and that's the real difference. And then the third source of the attention drain is emotional overload. Thinking about other people's urgency, other people's expectations, other people's energy, just really leading over into your space. But these 3 combined with the digital overload, the mental overload, and the emotional overload, they create this cycle where you're constantly on. You always feel like your brain is on. And you probably have said that or heard that in conversation. I feel like, on, and not in a good way, not like on, ready, set, go. I'm ready, I'm energetic, I've done everything I needed to do, and I feel motivated. Not that type of on. The kind of on that continues to drain you, pull your energy into different directions, but never really being truly present. You can have someone say, oh yeah, you nodded at me, you were in conversation with me, but you realize that even so, physically being there, you're still not present, right? So here's the good part. Reclaiming your attention, it doesn't require discipline, but it does require design. And you don't need an environment that works with your brain. You need to think about one that is not working against it. So first, you want to create a clear start. So before you touch your phone, give yourself 5 minutes. Breathe, stretch, ground yourself. I have people that say that that's the first thing that they go to. They pick up their cell phone first thing in the morning. They haven't said hello to anyone. They haven't had a glass of water or a sip of water. Um, they haven't done anything yet, right? But they're on the phone. So give yourself 5 minutes before you touch your phone. Breathe, take a moment to stretch, ground yourself. So the way that I often ground myself is I'll say something that will help me to anchor my day. And even if it's just something like, today, my attention belongs to me. It sounds simple, but it works because I'm also setting the expectation for myself. I must honor myself and the boundaries that I have set. And to do that, I keep myself in the moment, and I'm making sure that I am on task, right? And then I build micro silence. One of the things that I actually said out loud and finally realized that was important to me is silence. So oftentimes I may start with watching the TV and I put it on mute, or I like to hear the rain. If it's raining, I make everything silent so I can hear the rain. And I like nature and silence every 60 to 90 seconds just to unplug. Sometimes I may even put my headphones on without putting any music on. They are the noise canceling headphones. So that gives me a chance to really listen to myself breathe into my thoughts. And I'll do this every now and again. And this allows for you to give your brain a rest. And silence isn't empty, it's restorative. And I remember someone saying they were going to meditation classes, and they said, wow, it took a really long time just to get them to silence their mind. Um, and I think that's always interesting, in all the things that we busy our minds with. And finally, you want to set boundaries even for noise. Turn off non-essential notifications on your cell phone, on your TV. You want to mute your group chats. You set a specific time that you want to follow up with group chats, so you don't always have to feel like you're tethered to your phone or your computer. And you want to create a time-based window for emailing and scrolling. And so this isn't about restriction. This is really about protection. How are you protecting your attention? How are you protecting your time? So when you reclaim your attention, you're reclaiming your peace, your clarity, your creativity, your energy, and your ability to actually enjoy what you're building. And this isn't about perfection. This really, truly is about presence. And it's about choosing yourself in a world that profits when you don't. And I want to ask you, where does your attention get stolen the most? Is it digital? Is it mental? Or is it emotional? And let me know. And also take time to honor that, respect that, and implement a way that you reclaim your attention in the different ways that I have, kind of discussed with you, whether that's a phrase, throughout the morning, the daytime, giving yourself that 60, 90-day silence. And you just take time to, truly reflect on that. So here's what I want you to know. Um, you deserve a life that you are present in. You deserve a mind that feels spacious. You deserve days that actually feel like yours again. And it all starts with one choice. It's reclaiming your attention. And if this resonates with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it, or someone who's running on empty, someone who forgot what it feels like to have their own mind back. And until then, I will see you next time. And remember that your attention is your power, and I want you to take it back.